The last time I showed you guys how I present my final logo concept to my clients. Today I'm excited to teach you how I actually prepare it from scratch till the end. So today we are going to learn how to prepare this on a full-fledged design. So create your new artboard of 1000 times 1000 pixel. That will do for now. Okay, just one artboard is enough for us. Good morning once again. This is Manuel welcoming you back to CaterGraphix. These are the two logos we'll be using, so we import the both of them because we're going to choose the color concept and we're going to work with it. So now we have our two logos separated, so we can start working probably with the first one. The first one we are going to work with is the one that works perfectly on a white background. Expand it till it matches the feet of that angle. Don't place it to the middle of the whole artboard, but place it to the middle of the top. Okay, here you write pinch to zoom with the kind of effect that I usually use. So the zoom will come with a very bold letter. You could use 𝗙𝗺𝗶𝗹, the bold one, or Nexa bold, or you could also use prime time. So this in the pinch to zoom, the font I use is just 𝗙. So this, you stroke this to about 5. I use 2 now, but 5 will be okay. I'll tell you how to do that later. Curve that angle. That's cool. So merge everything together by clicking on object and expand. Okay. So next you go to unite and the pathfinder and click on unite. It unites everything together. So select everything and you can resize it and move it where it matches the zoom. Remember, we gave a 3-step spacing to the zoom to allow us place our icon there. So here we are going to add more 1.5 points to make it a little bit bolder. I can make it 2 points to make it, you see, this doesn't look very bold, but I did it so it could be more specific that we use that particular color. So now we can expand it to match to our design and changing the color to whatever color we think is applicable. So now, before you apply kind of concept to a part in this kind of design, you make sure you zoom out after designing. Zoom out, then you can check it and see if it's okay. Here I bring a new concept. I no more use my logo at the top drop like I used in the previous one. So this one I just want to show you a new concept I use. I bring up new concepts on regular basis because going with one thing makes designing boring to me, and that's the same thing that makes it boring to you. So now we're going to change the color to the same color brand we are using and also change the font color inside to become white. So now you can curve it to rotate it and place it by the right top side. Say left top side. Now resize it, don't make it too bold. I told you guys about that. Don't make your logo too obvious to your clients. Make sure everything is aligned perfectly, then you can resize it. Remember, I told you zoom out every time you are done and check if it is okay. If it's not okay, you zoom. It's not okay. You have to reduce it a little more. So reduce it a little more. Very good. I think it's okay now. Very good. It's no more disturbing to my clients. So most of you are the reason why your clients are asking you to remove your logo from their wall, because you're making your logo too obvious for everyone to see. So here we are going to use the same color gradient we used in the logo. We are no more using what do they call it, orange color gradient. We are using the same color gradient. So write the name, make the first word bold and the letter thin. Now when we are done with that, we're going to move it in and use a lighter version of blue, not white, a very lighter version of blue. See what I did there? And it makes it look very awesome. Okay, lighter version of blue. If you are using red, use a lighter version, a color that gets close to white but it's not close to red. So here you write the name of your brand in a very tiny spot. I told you guys how to do that. When you write, place a line by the right and also by the left. Remember, you have to expand this to make it work. I will zoom closely so you see what I do there. In the VA, you can make it 300 or 400. Okay, 400, 500 or 600 will be okay. let's say it's very good. 600 is very okay for me. So still make it the same light weight and place it inside there. Wow, this is wonderful. So you draw your line, still make it the same color of your font. Make it thin. You can make it like 1.0 or 0.75 pixels. Points, I mean, not pixels. So now this is it. What next you're gonna do? We're gonna expand our whole artboard. I told you guys how to do that. Okay, this is a mistake. I dragged the whole artboard. I'm not supposed to drag the whole artboard. So select the and make sure your arrow is pointing up and down. Now you can expand the artboard. Okay, you can expand it or retract it. Now we expand it to, we're making a lot of work today. So this tutorial is actually 1 hour. I tried my possible best to reduce it to 30 minutes by, reducing the speed of the design and making this audio outside after I'm done with the tutorial. So that made it very simple and easy for me to reduce the size. Else you guys would have been finding it difficult to watch this tutorial. You see my hand, I'm working very fast. That makes more sense than being too slow. So here you create another rectangle. Now you can make it, look at the value I use, 020F3. Make it very dark blue. Okay, I'm gonna work on that. Please make sure it aligns to the extent that two logo of the concept you are using will work. If the logo is on a rectangular format, you're going to expand it a little bit more. But if it is a kind of vertical logo, you're going to retract it to match two kind of logos. So here you create your another white rectangle. I place your logo at the right and also place the second logo at the left. Remember, I have to group these logos. I forgot to tell you that. Group all the first logo and second logo, group them so I easily with the direct selection with the selection tool, not direct selection tool, you can move them anytime you want to move them. You can duplicate them anytime you want to duplicate them. So we duplicate that background and we make it a little short so it can be in the bottom part. So we are progressing. As you can see, it's very simple to do. I just wanted to make this so you guys see that there is nothing difficult. Many people say, how do you do this? How can I come up with this? I am having issues creating this. It's very simple to do with any tool. You can do it with Photoshop. You can do it with any tool at all you want. Even your mobile apps, I think they can do it too. So here you write your logo instruction. So it's how to use /instruction. You reduce the spacing between the text. The spacing between the text are too far from each other. That's why the text is looking as if it is too tall or long. So reduce it to 0, it will be more compatible. Very good. So draw that line beneath it. You can make it red color. It's a new concept. It's nothing much serious. I just place it there to make, to make an abstract color around the whole thing, but don't make it too obvious. Okay, so it won't distract people from the main concept. So how to use instruction? We can start writing now. Okay, this is not the text version. This is where you place our logo now. Okay, this is where we place our logos so we can separate the formal logo from the informal logo format and the bad use of logo from the good kind of logo placement. So here instruction, we are trying to tell the client that this logo works in this kind of background, but it doesn't actually, it's not actually going to work in this other background. So we used white background for the logo at the left, and now we are going to make a generalized background for it. So we place the background beneath it. We send that background to the back, and we can make it. Oh, sorry about that. This early morning, I'm very tired making this tutorial, but I just have to do it. took me a lot of time to make this, so I appreciate if you guys share this to your friends. I appreciate you like, I appreciate your comments, and tell me how you feel about it. That will make me feel good. So you can create a circle and paint it any color, and now you can reduce the opacity, then place it to the top right of that layer. Send to the back, then send this other one to the back too. Okay, when you send a layer to the back and you want to send another one to the back, still do the same thing to the other one. So trim it by the view, click on trim. It will trim out this part, so it will allow you focus on your design in the center. So next we are going to lock this layer so that when we are moving other things, it won't be disturbing our movement. Also lock that circle. Okay, lock it up. So now we can select the two of them and duplicate them. Now after duplicating this, what we are going to do is very simple. Okay, so that logo is supposed to be here and the other one is supposed to be there. Very good. See why? Because white is supposed to work on a black background and black is supposed to work on a white background. So now we selected the two of them and duplicate them. What you're trying to tell the client is this. This white logo is not going to work. It's not going to work on a white background, and the black logo font typeface is not going to work on a black background. So replace this one with this other one, and you replace it with the other one. We know it's not good, okay? Replace it. But what we are trying to do is to place a correctional emphasis on the logo, okay? Telling the client that the one above is better used than the one beneath, so that when their printer or printing agencies see these instructions, they will understand how to use the logo for their printing. Again, I run into many issues. Most of my clients, they tell me that the printing agencies, the logo they used didn't work well on the background. So that's why I devised this means of instruction. I didn't learn this anywhere. I devised it to solve a problem for myself. I'm not teaching you because I feel comfortable doing it, but I just want you also to solve problem for yourself. So this is basically it. You can just walk around with that, rotate it a little and replace it with the other one. So we are saying no, no. We are saying a no, no to these two beneath. They are not going to work. And we're going to explain that in our text instruction. Okay, this is the image. We call it pictorial instruction. Then typographic instruction, we are going to talk about that. So create our little dot. Our little dot, I hope you haven't forgotten what it stands for. The green one stands for good and the red one stands for bad. So we are going to number it, number 1. I'm using the font 𝗙𝗰𝗲𝗯 for this, med bold for this, okay? Then we expand it or increase the font typeface. Change the font to white, then we do the same to the red. Duplicate the both of them and name the green number 1 and number 2, and name the red number 3 and number 4. That's what we are going to use. After you are done with that, make sure you group each of the icons. Select each icon, group it, each icon, group it, each icon, group it, and the other icon, group it by holding Ctrl G is the grouping shortcut on Windows. Command G is the grouping on Mac OS. So when you're done grouping, you can use your selection tool to drag and place them where they belong. So the numbers are what we are going to use in narrating this to our clients. I don't know how I came up with this, but I think it's cool. So now we are going to use our text now, and let's do it. Just adjust your text to make sure it's compatible, it works well on your layer. It's not too bogus, it's not too slim or tiny, so make the best of it. So here is the instruction in text. Emphasize on it more, then you can use a red or orange color or even blue color, then reduce the opacity, make it look nice. When you zoom closely, it makes it more appealing and friendly to the eye. So instead of using buttons or bullets to indicate this an instruction separately or a title of an instruction, you use that concept I just used there. So now you can just start typing. Make sure your body and your header, remember the instruction is the header of header text, we call it H1, and the body is H4 or H5 we use there. So make it sure it is a little bit smaller than the main text. So now we start typing our instructions. So I say from the above description, number 1 with the black text for the name Apple Light Care. I told you guys about this. Make sure you mention your client's logo name, so you place more emphasis on it, making them understand that this is not just a copied template. You prepared this from scratch, you took your time to do this, and they are gonna appreciate that. So these little things are what matters a lot to them. Okay, it matters a lot. So I told you guys about the instruction before. Now I'm not going to dive more deep into it. Just watch and see how I prepare it. I would have just copied a previous instruction I have and paste it here, but I still say let me just take my time and do it. I'm doing this very fast, and I think I made a couple mistakes here when my brain was very hot. So this is not just for grammatical purpose or corrections. We are doing this just to learn graphics. So don't mind the bad words I used there or the bad sentences I did, because I was in a haste. And I don't even know I fail English so much. Got me laughing afterward, but I'm serious. And I don't care, because that doesn't even matter to me. So in the latter part of it, it's in number 3 and 4, we are trying to describe number 3 and 4 and the errors clients or their clients might be facing trying to view it. So here we select and make it, draw a line and make it blue. That is it. So duplicate this and change the color to red or pop or orange color. Then also change it, reasons for the color choice, make it bold, make it a capital letter, change this to expand it to match that angle, and change the color to red or orange color. I said it before now. Use opacity to your choice, don't use mine, use whatever works for you, but make sure it looks nice. Okay, very good. Do the same to the next, and that is it. So I'm going to announce your assignment right away. I'm going to announce your assignment, those of you that belong to my group. And if you think you want to take this up also as a challenge, you can take this up as an assignment. I will review your work. Take it up. At the end of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to export this as PDF, and that's how you'll be presenting the assignment to me. Some of you who don't have AI Illustrator, I don't know, you can use your Photoshop to do it. You can still present it as an image format to me. Some of you don't have Photoshop, you use your mobile app. You can still use your mobile app and try out something. It will be stressful, yes, for the first and second time. It wasn't easy for me, okay, but I keep on trying till now it is easy for me. I can prepare this in less than an hour, Okay, and I don't even need to start preparing this again. In less than 20 minutes I'm done preparing, because I just duplicate what I have done before and use the one that matches with the kind of logo concept I use, then change the instruction text. That is it. Replace the logo where they're supposed to be instead of building from scratch again. So when you build the first one, you're going to duplicate it and use it and change some text and some of the format for the later one. Remember what you did here in the orange color, we changed the color to orange, and the blue color we change the color to blue. That's a new nice concept to use there. So now, like I was saying, your assignment is this: prepare this and forward it to me. Prepare your logo presentation with any of your logo you have designed. Prepare a logo presentation. Okay, this is just a logo presentation, nothing much serious about it. Prepare it. I'm your client now. I'll review it and make sure that is out as soon as possible. For those of you in my group, I'll give you time to present your assignment to me. And for those who are not in the group, take your time and prepare it. Just make sure it doesn't exceed 4 days. Okay? But for those of you in my group, 4 days is not your deadline. Okay? You have lesser time than that, because I put more time to you guys than people outside there. So do the same thing you did to the previous one to the bottom. You see how neatly your text or typography here looks. Very okay. So what you're going to do here is to talk about the typography. So this is the typography we used on the logo. We are going to talk about it here. So font typeface, or you call it typography, or you say font used. When I started, I used to use font used. Now I use font typeface. Maybe later I'll use typography. Just walk around. Don't make your designing concept look boring. We are expanding a little more because it's remaining a very little while for us to conclude. We are almost done. We are almost done. Okay, so don't be afraid. Type your A letter capital and A letter small. I'll tell you what that means. Reduce the opacity or make it a gray color. A font typeface, we can now adjust everything and make sure it aligns with the text above. Aligns accordingly to the straight line. Okay, type the name of the font you use in small letter, capital letter first, and the rest of them small letter. Next about, increase it a little and don't make it too light, make it dark but not too dark. Very good. Now we're going to type all fonts we use in Nextboard. We're going to type it in A, B, C, D till Z. The first one will be all in capital letter and the second version will be all in small letter. So I'm still using small letter here. I'm going to convert it later to capital letter. So reduce spaces between each paragraph so it comes closely to each other. Very good. Expand it. So now okay, I made a mistake here. Duplicate it. When you duplicate it, you select the first one. Select the first one, go over here and increase the size. Here you increase the size to become bold automatically. You don't need to select and start typing in capital letter. So reduce the color to gray, not black, so that Nextboard will be the one to be very bold and dark. So we expand a little more. Now we are going to type our slant and increase the font and make it wacky. Let it be more light. Very good. So next thing we are going to do now is simple. Duplicate this. And here we're going to talk about the color we use, color usage. So color gradient choice or color choice. Okay, gradient value I used here. So I'm going to pick this particular logo that we used so that we can use it to get our value out here. So we drag it down. It didn't want to come down a little more. We drag it more. So if it want to stress you, you drag it down. So use the gradient color. This is how to place your value. The value we're going to use is the darkest value in every gradient, especially if you're not going to use, because you can't get a particular value of a gradient. You can't get one value number code for a gradient. So what you do, you remove these other parts, make everything blue, and we can now find our gradient color here. Okay, copy it and then make your text again. You paste your gradient value there and put an hash. Put an hash at the beginning, like hashtag. That is the hexa code. This is the hex code for blue, and we are making the hex code for orange color. So now we didn't find our gradient color here. What we are going to do, go to the left and we can find our gradient color there. Sometimes AI is messy. Copy it and then still use it and paste it here. So that is it for the two gradient color. We can now delete this. Reduce the size. You see it is too bold. Select two of them and reduce the size and make it very compatible. So I think we are done. Next thing you're gonna do is just to okay, we're gonna let them know that every file above is editable. Okay, all files are editable. Reduce the font typeface to 10 and we can now start walking around with it. So move it to the back and make your font stand out in the front. Option send to the back. If you're wondering what is this option send to the back, why not just try it out? When a layer is clustered above other layers, you can now move it to the back by clicking on that layer and click option send to the back. So just draw the line there and write the name of your brand beneath. That is it. And your phone number, just arrange it as I'm doing it right now. So that is it for our tutorial today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to share this post. I took time to prepare this. Okay, I will appreciate if you share this post. Okay, I love you all so much. That's why I'm preparing this for you. This is not a basic tutorial you find on YouTube. This is not something you see elsewhere. This is only on CaterGraphix. Okay, so I take time to prepare this. I'm preparing more of these interesting tutorials, like how to create your receipts, how to create your invoice for your clients, online invoice, and so on. We are gonna do so much this coming week. So take your time, share this, like it, comment, share my link to your friends so they can, subscribe to the channel and so on, so we can grow. If I see that the channel is growing, I feel comfortable making more tutorials. So we are done with that. The next thing we are going to do is how to save these files. But before that, remember your assignment again. Prepare this same thing and forward it to me. So next, we are going to save this as a PDF. Okay, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know here. So let's zoom closely. Here we call it Apple instruction. For the PDF, you call it instruction, not document. Okay, save as PDF. Okay. So here you save, you select on optimize. Security, you enable this one if you want the person to open it with a code. Enable this inside security. Make sure you turn off your cap lock. And the second one, if you want the person to edit it with code. If you don't want it to be editable, you can now select that. See, we have an error because we are still selecting it. So unselect it and go back to general, then save it. It is saved right in your desktop. Next, we are going to save it as a document. So rename it to Apple document. Save it as AI. Okay. Just click OK. That is all. So we save this as AI now. Now we are going to save this as an image. This is where it gets tricky. So first thing we are going to do, draw a straight line or a line above it, the same size of everything. Okay, same size of everything. Make it white. Arrange, send it to the back. So now you send it to the back. Make sure you unlock everything. Select everything now to export. Now you notice there is a circle coming out from there. It's going to affect our work. What you're going to do is still make another rectangle above everything, and this particular one we're going to clip mask it. Make sure it is above everything. Okay, select everything now by using your direct selection tool or selection tool. Select everything, see the skeletal part of it, click option, and now you click on clip mask. Select everything, drag it in there, make it one, and make sure it's on PNG. Save it to your desktop. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and this is it. Let's view our project and see how it looks. This is the image format, the PNG. So you zoom closely, let's see how it looks. If it looks great, that's wonderful. This is like 1.2 megabytes, not too big. So this is our PDF. See how clean our work looks, very clean on the preview. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, like, and make sure you share to your friends. You're not gonna enjoy this alone. Once again, this is Manuel signing out from Catersgraphix. Thank you all for being a part of this.